Becoming one. For this reason, a man shall leave his mother and father and cleave to his own wife, and the two shall become one flesh. Becoming One, a program designed to strengthen marriages, challenge couples, and reignite a passion for loving, godly relationships. Join us as we discuss kingdom marriage principles on Becoming One, hosted by the Sabazans. Becoming One.
Oh, yes, a blessed and pleasant good night to everyone tuned in to Hope 103.1 FM. It's a pleasure to be in your company once again on our program, Becoming One. It has been a beautiful day thus far. We give God thanks and praise for all the challenges and everything that He has done for us. Good night to you, my lovely wife.
Good night.
How are you doing?
Good night. Feeling tired? Good, God is good.
You're feeling tired.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what you could do? Sometimes, some days just be like that. Some days will be tiring and others are not. But nonetheless, we have to do what we have to do for the Lord. So guys, we're here tonight with another interesting topic. And tonight's topic is very, 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 very simple. It's a beautiful topic. It's a wonderful topic. This one came out of my wife's mind.
Mm-hmm.
So as tired as she is, she would have to, lead on that one.
All right, so tonight we're talking about your spouse, your treasure. Or if you want to make it personal, you can say my spouse, my treasure. All right, so let's think about it. Ponder on it for a little bit. All right. A healthy marriage begins when husbands and wives can look at each other as a treasure. Right? Don't just look at your husband as my husband or another man.
Another man.
Right?
Now look at your husband.
Look at your wife or your husband as a treasure. God's treasure. My treasure. Right?
But yeah, as you said, the theme tonight is my spouse or your spouse or my spouse, my treasure, right? So if you have a spouse, your spouse should be
Your
treasure. And, the Bible tells us where your heart is, there your treasure is also. And, oftentimes you hear spouse saying that, I love this woman, I love my wife with all my
heart.
Right. So they oftentimes will say that. I just find you a little far from your mic though. If you could come a little closer so
No
you're so
problem.
far away.
No problem.
That would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
So you can put it here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right. So
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
right. So yeah, people oftentimes see that kind of thing like, I love you with all my heart. Baby, I love you with all my heart. They don't say I love you with all my soul. Well, people just add their soul too, right? They don't say I love you with my toes and that type of thing. Although some people could be a little bit what I would say a little bit
different and dramatic and say
dramatic.
I love you with all of my heart and a little bit of my liver too.
And
Mm-hmm.
but in reality, I think they're saying that they really cherish their spouse, and it's good to cherish your spouse. Is when you say you cherish your spouse, what does that mean though?
It means I understand that they are valuable and they mean a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
So my spouse is not just any other person to me. They're not just so you're not just another man to
Right.
me. You mean a lot to me, and when you say you treasure something, or when you say you cherish something or someone, as it is in this case, it's someone we're talking about. When you cherish someone, you treat them a little bit different.
Okay.
Whatever you cherish, whatever you value,
Mm-hmm.
you treat differently.
All right, well, guys, tonight I don't want to make it too stiff. We have quite a bit of questions, and for those of you viewing and watching, I can only hope that you take time to participate. And if you're viewing this after the fact, after it's already recorded, I will ask you at this moment to call your spouse, because there are a couple of questions that we want you to ask your spouse tonight. And I hope that these questions don't get you in any trouble when you do decide to ask your
hope
spouse these
not.
questions. But you know what? If the answers are not positive, it's not necessarily a bad thing. You get me? Because it's an opportunity for you to know,
Change,
make some
grow.
changes and grow. Yeah. You need to grow. You need to make some changes when necessary. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. All right. So as you were reading in the beginning, as we have here, a healthy marriage. Just read that for me, please. Go ahead. I'm gonna just do something.
So a
quickly.
healthy marriage begins when husbands and wives see each other as God's treasured gift, right? What we treasure, we protect, we invest in, we honor, we care for. When we stop valuing our spouse, we begin to look elsewhere for what God has already entrusted to us, or what God has already given us. In other words, you have the treasure right here, but you're looking for it somewhere else. That's what we're trying to say. So before we go all over the place, let's start with the treasure. Let's talk about what really is a treasure, and what makes. So let's answer that question first, because we're saying your spouse, your treasure, and let's make sure that people understand what
That's it.
treasure is.
I think for me, just naturally, I know a treasure in a person is more to me like speaking about how wonderful, precious, how beautiful, how
Valuable.
like the qualities. Because in reality, a person cannot be a treasure, but the person can be a treasure in what I would say, well, the English language is concerned, as a metaphor, they are like a treasure to you. So they are precious,
Right.
right? So if I tell you, you know, you're my treasure,
I tend to compare myself with something that is precious.
right?
Right? So, in other words, in growing up, if you think about when you were a little child and you just learned what treasure is, you might think about a treasure chest, something with a lot of money,
Right.
something with gold and diamonds and
Diamonds,
silver, and
right.
it's very valuable. So, if somebody says to you at some point, even as a child, think about a child, and you say to them, "You are a treasure," they will feel valuable. They will feel like, if wow, I'm compared to gold and silver and diamonds. But we're not saying that we want you to compare your spouse to gold and silver and all of these things. We're saying that we want you to think of your spouse as a treasure, something that is worth so much that you feel so happy. Think about you. I don't know if you looked at any movies growing up where people had to hunt down a treasure chest, some of them pirate movies or something, a movie where people were looking for some kind of treasure, some long lost treasure. And when they found it, it's like something very valuable. That's what I think about. And I'm a kind of visual kind of learner, visual kind of person. So when I think treasure, I'm thinking about all of those things. And then I think about my spouse being this valuable treasure, someone. He's not a thing, but someone that is so valuable, right? That nothing in the world can replace it. Because when you think about treasure, you think nothing else can just take the place. This thing is so valuable that you can't really put a price on it, right? So my husband is not a thing, but I can't put a price on him because he's that valuable to God and to me. So, if we are to delve into the conversation from here, right? Let's talk about what makes your spouse valuable? Okay? I find like if half of me cut out.
No, you're good.
All right. Okay, lovely. All right. Let's talk about what makes your spouse valuable.
Right.
Right? Think about those of you, possibly women listening now, right? You're a married woman or your husband listening now. Think about your spouse and ask yourself that question. What makes my wife valuable? Husbands, think about it. And for wives, what makes your husband valuable? Let's talk about it, right?
So I think tonight we have to ask each other that question as
Sure.
much as we are asking persons that question.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, the answer to that question could be so tricky because it could never be a one answer and it cannot be a simple answer. Because
Exactly.
like if you go back to when you were when we started quoting,
Mm-hmm.
right? You might want to ask I might want to ask you, what about me that make you say, I see some value, because a treasure is valuable.
Mm-hmm.
So I see some value in this man that because you ain't crazy to just say, oh, you want girlfriend, and he telling me you want wife, or just because he says so, that means I should give in and say, well, yeah, because it's good to feel desired. You understand? But so I'm saying like anybody who is thinking, you would not just give in to. Well, then again, it's hard to say. Some people actually do that today.
It's hard to say that is the case in
Yeah,
some
and
instances.
then in time to come when you really check it
that
out,
should not be.
it becomes a big issue because that person didn't take time to know what is valuable and what are some of the values that person would hold to or cling to, whether or not it matches their value.
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
For example, I was looking at this short clip last night or this movie last night, and as you realize, the gentleman, he was not a believer, and this lady bunks her toe on the road and damaged herself, and he ran into her and he helped her, and she felt like,
He seemed like
he's a nice,
kind
pleasant gentleman, and she invited him home, and
right.
he's like, I want relationship because you're so beautiful. I just into you, and we have a good thing going, and we even started yet, and then you have this woman. She's now asking the right questions. Like, she's saying, slow down. We need to know each other a little more. We need to know, besides the good looks and you just help me once, what else that is there? So some people just run into people coincidentally just like that. And they figure because they've been praying to God for a wife or a husband, that they figure, well,
The
God
first person
sent.
that come. Yeah.
Right.
First person that
Satan
come.
disguises himself as an angel. And like,
That's
be
true.
careful.
That's true.
Right?
That's
So-
true. Be careful.
So if I was to answer that question first, because I think I'm the one who made the move. Did I make the move?
Yeah, you made the first move.
So men, when you make the move, no, and then you finally get through. Why when you make the move later on, like no, and years pass, and you see some things different, you want to
Pull back.
undo the move, so to speak. It's like a game of draft. You wish you could go back and say, or you tend to want to hide away or say, listen, I vex, I make that move. I want to change this thing.
Yeah.
I'm not too happy about that right now.
It's
So-
like a game of draft.
Yeah. so it's like, so the question is, why when you make the move, why did you make the move? If the move that you made was important to you, and if you think that you saw value in that woman so much so that you should pursue her to be in a relationship with her, then why when something else comes up later on, you want to undo the move?
Right.
You get me? So the reality remains a lot of us are not trained to make the right move. For those single people, we ain't trained to know what move to make. So we make moves based on visuals and based on audible stuff. like what you hear,
Right.
right? So visual,
Many
if that
times,
person
yeah.
fit what you think you want when you see them, and the audible being what they tell you, which could be a lie, and you never take time to find it out.
And remember that old saying, not everything that glitters is gold. Eh?
Well, not everything that glitter is a treasure. I put it so today. Not
Be ve-
everything that glitter
That's it.
is a treasure. Gold is a treasure. Not
Uh-huh.
everything that glitters.
And we could
is a
go
treasure.
even further as this, right? Because I like to use movies as illustrations. Have you ever looked at any movie? Let's say somebody's hunting down a treasure, and there's a fake one and a real one. The fake one looking just like the real one.
Right.
But you have to
In
be
the
able
Jackie
to.
Chan movie.
You have to be able to tell the fake from the real.
Right.
Right. So when you're looking for a wife, when you're looking for a husband,
What are you going to use?
you need to be able to determine, to be able to. You have to have the eyes of the one
So
who.
I like that
Listen.
because remember in that movie, in the Jackie Chan movie, they had like the guys were thieving the original and
Right.
creating a fake.
Yeah.
But the fake looked just like
It
the
looks
real.
so much
So
like the
to
real
the
one.
eyes, they look real. But
Yeah.
they have tools to determine
That's it.
what it is that they actually.
Which one
So
is
is it
the
really a
real one?
treasure or is that fake treasure? Is that a real treasure?
Be careful.
Right? So
Be careful.
many people get into relationship and it's a fake treasure that they found, and then at that point it's like red flags.
Right.
This thing ain't real, something wrong. And think about it, when you get way into it now, you already have the treasure in your house, looking at it and thinking you're the best thing, only to find out one day you see something peeling out from it, and it's like, but I spent all that money for that. I made a big investment in my life, and this thing is fake. It's upside plastic under there. It's gold plated.
Oh my goodness.
So you could imagine now
Oh,
the
wow.
disappointment
You
people have to face
see-
at
you
that point in
see
time.
Why up front you have to do your homework? Up front you need to do your homework. Find out. You see, just like the people out there who know the specifics of things when they know that this is gold and this is not real gold. You have to do your homework to find out whether this is gold, whether this is real gold, or gold plated. You have to know what is the real thing. You have to know that this is a treasure, a true treasure, a real treasure that you have here. All right? Do your homework. You don't want to be those persons who 10 years down the line, as my husband said, the things start to peel off, and we're not calling your wife or your husband a thing.
Well,
right?
I mean,
But we're just trying to create an illustration here for
you
you to
could
understand
understand, yeah.
that it's better for you to do your homework up front and get the real treasure, the true treasure, than to find out 10 years down the line that you signed up for something that you thought was real and it's not real.
yeah, and
All right?
also often that is the case with many people, that they thought they had the real and then it turns out it's not. So why did you choose to marry me?
Why
That's
did
my
I choose
question.
to marry you?
Why did you choose to marry me? Because I put a ring on your finger and I asked.
No,
Did
you
it because
didn't.
you wanted a husband.
You didn't put no ring on my finger and ask.
Why did you choose
Right?
to say yes when I asked
Alright.
you? And we're going straight into it because
Yeah. Let's
you know-
delve into it. Let's talk about it. This is real talk. Why did I choose to marry this man? Many reasons.
I was broke, so you can't say I have money.
No, it wasn't because he had money.
I was
No.
well low on cash. I used to say that I'm not broke, I'm low on cash. Remember? When she say, oh God, boy, things tight we say, nah, I ain't broke, babes. Just say like me, I'm low on cash. That is just temporary. Anyway, let's go on. So it wasn't money. Let me put that out there.
It
She
was-
didn't
it
marry for
wasn't
money because
money.
when we met, I didn't have. In fact, she had more than me. So I didn't marry you for money either, did I?
No, you didn't marry me for money.
Okay,
I
there
don't
you go,
believe
there
that.
you go. There you go. Okay, you see, I
Right?
think it's an important way to look at it.
Uh-huh.
Because people marry to people for the treasure that they have, but not the treasure
That they are.
So you
And
have to
that's-
know your
yes,
motive,
yes.
right? So many people they gravitate to a man because this man have a good
Yes.
job, he have a good name, he probably well educated, he come from good family, he
He loaded with
or
cash.
probably his wife die and he get everything, or he probably had a big life insurance a payout, and all the physical things.
Yeah, nice can thing.
But
yeah.
the Bible says that a man's life does not consist
Of
in the
abundance of-
things, the abundance of things which he possess. So my life don't consist in what I have.
Yeah.
If I'm a true treasure, it's not because of what I have, right? So we want to peel that skin off. Sorry, I
Right.
take away your question, but I kind of get vibes there. All right?
That's okay. Right. So why did I marry him? I married him because I saw something different in him
You have to say what I think.
than yes, I will.
Yeah.
I will get
So,
there.
so may I ask you a question? Sorry for continuing again. What attracted you to me?
What attracted me to you?
No, I putting you in a hot seat tonight.
Yes,
eh?
he put
Say
me.
that.
He well put me on the hot seat. This seat real hot, boy.
Yeah.
Gosh. Right. What attracted me to my husband was a lot of things, which was ultimately why I wanted to marry you too. One, I realized that he had a genuine love for God. Right? I mean, we would be praying on the phone together for very long periods. He would be talking, every time we are talking on the phone, we're having conversations about God. I mean, that never happened in other relationships in that kind of way, no. Right? So praying for me, praying together, and then the conversations that we will have, it will be around, the Bible and God and all of that.
So
and
you know I wasn't
that was
fake?
different.
Oh, you know I wasn't fake, just trying to put on a thing to catch you because I figure you're a girl in church and I just trying to see how I could. Eh?
Well, I didn't feel that it was fake because it was happening for a long time. I mean, after you could do it once or twice, after a while you could kind of feel, and I don't know, right? So,
So you decided to take a chance?
I decided to take the chance, right? So I love that about you, that you love the Lord and you seemed very genuine about that. I also love the fact that you were pursuing me in the sense that, how do I put that? You pursued me. You showed that you were interested, right? And obviously because you were very handsome, and I was physically attracted to you as well,
You still are.
right? So,
You still are.
of course I am. Of course I am, right? So
I'm
yes,
just
the
checking, I'm
physical
just checking.
attraction was there, is there, and was there, and is still there. But I loved, and I still love his passion for the Lord and the things of God. That was a big attraction for me. The way you love God, and yes, that you pursued me, that you were. Because that's important too. I can't be a woman going behind a man.
Yeah.
I ain't
Yeah,
too
yeah.
like that kind of way.
I always say, I had this saying that no woman should pursue me. If she's pursuing me, I'm afraid. So I had an experience prior to my wife when I was single. There was this woman, and she was pursuing me, and I tell her, nah. I say, nah. The Bible didn't say that she who finds a husband finds a good thing. Rather, but this man only harass me for on the chat. But don't blush, Sammy, don't blush. Yeah, you have to blush. Right? So
we just
it
talking
didn't
the
say
truth. here, we
didn't
talking
say
the
that
truth.
you finds a husband find a good thing. So if a woman was pursuing me, that would turn me off. Because I feel like I had to do the pursuing because it's biblically sound that a man pursues a woman if he is interested in her. At
Okay.
least at the time,
'Cause if you find
that's how I
Bible
understood
say
it.
that a man should find his wife.
Yes.
You find a wife. Okay.
So that's how I looked at it. I take it literal.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Right. So the question is, why did you choose to marry your husband or your wife? And we want you, if you buy your husband or your wife, to ask your husband or your wife that question.
Yeah, ask
if you
them.
can get an answer
Have
right
the
now,
conversation.
it's fine. You can have a conversation, another time. Right? Grace, you see how if the man shy.
Well, there are some shy men. So that I don't see the
If
problem.
he's shy, he will find interesting. Listen, no matter how shy a man is, if a man like a woman, so to speak, he will find interesting ways to
tell
show
her
that,
okay.
and she would realize. You
Right.
understand? But you see, pursue is a very strong word.
Mm-hmm.
You see, there's a realization. If a woman give in to a man, even though he not showing it fully, but he's just, saying little things along the way because of how he feels inside, then she will pick it up,
Right.
right?
Right.
Especially a woman will pick it up,
Yeah.
right? And she might start to exchange, the energy might start to exchange, and he might get a little more brave at that time, Gracie. You understand? But it's a good question, and if I have to answer the question
Oh God.
truthfully, well, it's like when you're a little boy, when you're growing up, you have this woman in your head that you want, as a man. Most men have this type of woman that they want as a woman in their life.
Okay.
So I always envision as a young boy, from watching TV, a brown skinned woman with long hair. But the tricky thing is, when I met my wife, when I saw her the first time, I didn't speak to her. And it was in a setting where, we were in a choir and she was, singing and dancing and on the stage. And I'm looking at this girl and I'm like, wow, something about this girl that I like. You understand? So the physical side of it really didn't get me at first, I would say. Because she didn't have the long, nice hair like she has now. It was wrapped up. It was hiding under some kind of twist. You understand?
Yeah.
And I didn't know she her potential financially, I didn't know all about that. All I know, I saw this lady and I felt in my heart that the Lord was saying, even without saying a word to her, this is your wife. Right? So for me now, I had to pursue you based on what the Lord said to me, that you are my wife. Right? So I decided, well, God says so. So I tell my partners them, hey, bro, I can't wait till next Saturday to go to that practice to see my wife. I say, you talked to her already? It's like, no. But how you know she's your wife? God tell me. So it wasn't my choosing, right? And I don't know, I've never thought about it like that until now. Me and you being together was not my choosing, because I didn't choose you based on what was in my head, what I was attracted to. But then it turns out, not long after, it was hiding under there. And it came out. You see? So that's my interesting story.
Oh gosh.
Right? And then I didn't fully choose you up front. It's just in a physical sense like that. But when I start to find out more about who you are, right? And of course, though, when you start talking and your vibes in me in the Bible, and when you're with me and you're waking up and you're willing to pray and thing, I was like, yeah, that girl, she touching the spot there. You understand? And on top of that, I didn't want somebody who was a pipsqueak, so to speak. That's the way I would describe it. A weak heart. It's like, he had no backbone in Christianity. And then I think one of the things too, I like singing. And then just seeing you sing, I was like, she could sing, so we could sing together. That was another thing, like to complement the singing vibes, right? So just imagine if I like to sing and you don't like to sing, and we come together and I always want to go and sing on your own day. All of that helped us in the beginning, even prior to us being married. Were we singing together as yet?
Before, I don't
think so. I don't think so. But so for me, it's when you say you choose someone to be a wife, is when you're married to the person and not when you were courting the person. Before you're actually married, you must know who you're marrying to, right? But the reality remains, there are some key things. And I always say, I'd love my wife before we got married because she was not an insecure individual. Now we have to learn on and understand. When a woman protecting her husband, she's not insecure. A woman sees a lot more than a man could see sometimes. So as men, sometimes you mix it up. Your wife trying to tell you, hey, brother, I find that person getting too close to you. And you might quick to say, oh, it ain't nothing, right? But remember, the woman can see a lot. And I know it sounds as though we're going off, but maybe the Lord wants us to see that, right? So don't mix it up and think it's insecurity, because she might tell you, I find you kind of jamming up beside a female too much. You see? So for me, the kind of person I was, that was one of the things in the early stage of our relationship that had to be important for me because and the type of job that I do, right? But at the same time, you must have the respect. You have to have all the other things that are necessary. And sometimes as men, we don't always see it, but we will learn it. But if we take a strong position as men, who are we are a treasure as a husband, you are a treasure to your wife. You don't think she wants to do what? Protect her treasure? That's normal. It's not abnormal. But if you see, that's why again, treasure doesn't do their own thing, you know. But you are the treasure, but you want to do things that is not in line with your covenant. What do you think would happen? You would hurt the owner. The Bible tells us, they say, my body is now mine, and your body is not yours. When we married, I'm yours, right? And you are mine, right? So if I see you as my treasure and you see me as your treasure, then I should look out for my treasure.
That's it.
You see?
That's it.
Right.
Protect and preserve your treasure.
Very important. Yeah, big up yourself, Jerry and Barry. E.G., blessings, my brother. And blessed, not stressed. All right, so you have another question here to ask you guys tonight. Lisa, you want to ask the question?
Sure. Some of the questions we already answered along the way already. But I want to ask the question, what are some of the qualities that you admired when you really got to know your spouse? So you know, at times what has happened is that you get married, you know certain things, but you know you're married now, right? And you're living together, things are happening, and you really start to see the woman or the man that you married, right? Excuse me. What were some of the things when you just got married, or even right before you got married, some of the things when you really got to know this person? Because some people, they courted for a while, eh? So let's suppose you're one of those persons who courted for a while and you got to know your husband to be better. You got to know your wife to be, or even at the early stages of marriage, you're like 1 year into marriage or a couple months, and you're really getting to know this person. What were some of the things that you learned about them then that was like, wow, oh my gosh, I really hit the jackpot? Tell me. And we're talking, me and you talking.
I already have some comment here.
Let's hear.
My wife says, I was the kind of person she was looking for, etc. I was the one.
Hey.
But I was chosen. Hey, Joel, blessings, my brother.
Lady Adonna, you had to give us a little bit of details.
She had to give us more details. She said, etc., etc.
We want to know what the etc. means.
Yeah,
give us a little details. What you liked about it.
I wish I could have opened
Tell
the line.
us.
I could have taken some calls tonight, you know. We need to work on this call thing.
we
So
will work on
next time we will work on the calls. All right, but you could send us a message still, no problem. You could type in your message. All right, so what are some of the qualities that you admire when you really got to know your spouse? When I really get to know you. You know, today I was thinking about that. I was thinking about the program, and I was thinking along that line. What are some things that I admire about you? And I choose not to make notes, because if it's true, it's supposed to flow from the heart. Right? So one thing came to mind. There was a moment where I saw how caring you was for me. Right? I remember I was having this crazy pain in my leg. Right? You know, like I had this leg pain. And we came to the conclusion after checking with the physiotherapist that a change of vehicle would do best for us. And for me, mostly. We were using another vehicle. My wife could have said, NASA, let's stay there with this little car. All our money you're going to spend for a vehicle. But it was not even the money for you. Right? It was the way I was behaving. And he wasn't trying to get the solution for the sake of the vehicle, but more so for me, you know? And I saw that side of you that I know existed, because you're selfless and you're a very caring person. So you were like extra caring at that time. That's just one of the things, but it's in general. But I'm just telling you when
Right.
I saw it come out and how it made me feel real like a treasure that is like I'm in pain and it's disturbing you also. You understand? And
Okay.
I don't know if you could tell me. I don't know. Was it the vehicle or was it because? I mean, I had to be sure.
It
Next thing
was you.
I
It
wanna
could
make
not.
sure.
Why would it be the vehicle?
I want to make sure. Yeah.
It was
So
you.
that was one of the time when
Yes, it was
you went all out in such a way
Mhm.
that the reasoning I felt it was genuinely me, to the point where it's like it was getting upset. You're calling people, hey, listen, my husband need this thing because the boy in pain and I can't watch and you have to.
I remember
And,
that time. That was just about little over a year ago,
right,
and I trust me, I was kind of very worried about you because
Yeah.
you're always in this constant pain, and I know we were trying to get things in place to get this vehicle, and
Right.
it was taking. It's taking longer than we
Longer than
thought
you
it
thought.
would take. So
Right.
it was kind of frustrating to me knowing
Right.
that you're in
But
the
she
pain.
never mentioned
and
at that point, oh, I want to drive a new vehicle. You see, and I think why this one probably was reiterated to my mind is that many times we as people, we tend to put things before people. You understand? Things
True.
before each other.
Mhm.
And if you treasure your spouse, you won't put things before your spouse. You would make sure what your value gets your priority.
Right.
Right? And another thing I'm gonna say, I know where I hear it, but I loved it. People make time for what is important to them. And if your wife, if you are important to me, right, then I will make time for you and I will do what I have to do for you so that you can be at peace, you can be happy, you understand?
Right.
And not the opposite. So your caring quality really stood out to me that particular time, but that's not the only time, but it's just that's what the Holy Spirit brought back to my mind today. And I said I would share that with you tonight and tell you I appreciate you a lot for that and I love you a whole lot for that. Just be that caring person. She does always say, I just forget about myself and I just do everything for everybody. Oftentimes it's just people. And I just think about everybody and think about myself. And not just that, but not that she's complaining, but there's sometimes, that's why you need to exchange and show the person that you treasure them too, so that they can have at ease. It's an exchange. It's a fair exchange, right? But it's not because someone not doing it that you don't treasure, or whatever the person not doing that you want them to do means you should see them not as a treasure, right? If they are a treasure, treat them as a treasure. I know it's hard sometimes. It's one way. I'm your treasure and you're not mine. See? So it becomes a battle for many,
Yes.
and so
That's
they
when people
develop
start to feel like they're not
resentment and-
loved.
Yeah,
Yes.
you understand?
They're not appreciated.
Yeah. You see,
Yes.
so men treasure the vehicle. They want to shine it up. They want to make sure it look nice.
Always clean.
Taking an hour to clean down that vehicle. That's my wife. When I go down in season and I do my vehicle, I clean out a whole hour I need. Outside I have to shine the rim. I have to make sure, And then in my mind, I don't treasure it, but I have to take care of it. You see? But at the same time, you see, it's the same thing. Why you putting so much time into things and then your spouse is getting the shot hand at the stick, So that was for me. That's what I recall. I don't know what you recall, but there are many more I would say and add, but that's what is
So
one
one of
area
the
stood out for me
things,
now.
wow, in about 2 weeks' time, we'll be celebrating 17 years of marriage. Right? That is by the grace of God.
Amen.
And one of the things that I have noticed or noted over the years in getting to know this man is that, and I think it links up with the first thing that I was attracted to you about, your passion. So let me link in couple things there. Your passion for the work of God. Even when I say, and we have to
She's had to tone me down.
yeah.
Yeah.
But he's very passionate about the work of God. He figures, I have to get this thing done. It is the work of God. God's work has to go on. If I have to be up at the radio station, he's committed to the work of God.
I like shipping his name.
He wants he wants quality. He wants quality. Right? You tell me don't mention anything about, tonight. And I started kind of very late. And I know many of you,
Why is that?
if you know me, and
Why is that?
we started off the program. I was not very happy, honestly speaking, because
Why?
I just thought we started too late.
No, we started late.
Right? We started too late.
Why?
And I was very annoyed
But
at
why?
the beginning. Right? Because he wants this and that, and this has to be in a particular way, and he wants it done this way. And right. And I was sitting here for a while, just kind of grinding my teeth and just
So
trying
the very
to
thing she
remain
love
calm.
about me is what she don't
Right?
like.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
That's not
oh
fair.
my gosh.
You're disqualified.
Oh. But the truth is, I love his passion about the work of God. He's very passionate about the work of God and about, people getting saved and encouraging people. Very passionate about that. Encouraging a brother, encouraging a sister. And I love that quality about my husband, that he is an encourager. He would, go all out to encourage somebody that's down, somebody that's not feeling too
I can't help
good.
it.
Yes, that's and it's a part of his personality. I love the fact that, and I could go on and on. I love the fact that he is a friendly, very friendly person, and some of these things they're good and they could be bad too. But I love
the
Lord
that taught me I have to
yes.
balance that.
Yes,
because
I love the friendliness, and I love that he has a excellent and a wonderful sense of humor. We could joke around. He into listen. This is Sabi.
Yeah.
Right? We could joke around. When you see us here and we serious and talking like two serious people, behind closed doors, we could kicks and do kind of stupidness that people wouldn't think that these two people could ever do. Right? So I love that about my husband. We could kicks together, we could play around, do stupidness. But he's very passionate about the work of God and doing God's work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, all we want you to do is to also, these the things when you say to your spouse, it makes them feel appreciated and loved, and like the way that they choose to show love to you is not going unnoticed. Because many times we look for the blemishes, but not all things that are old mean that it is not valuable. Some things age like wine, and it gets more expensive.
Better and better.
And if you
the
understand
taste is better.
the
better.
heart of your wife, and when you have gone through many things, the love gets stronger and gets stronger and stronger. See, as long as you guys hold fast to one thing, that you will love each other forever, and you won't give up on each other when things are tough and rough, right? You know what they say, the diamond is in the rough. You ever heard?
I never heard that before.
Yeah, diamond in the rough. But it's you find diamonds, they go through some
Oh, right.
tedious processing
to become that
what it is.
beautiful. Yes.
So, and a diamond is a very beautiful treasure. It's shiny, but prior to that, if you see what it was nothing like that.
right.
You understand? People even sometimes collect gold as dust, small pieces, then they melt it together and create something beautiful from it that people will spend tons of money for. So as you age together in your marriage, you should understand that it's a shaping and making and molding, and as God spares your life and you age together, in years to come, you literally start looking. If you cut my wife hair from her head, she looking like me right now.
What is this? But it's true. You start to look alike, eh?
You start to look alike. You see,
yes.
her cheekbone start looking alike, all kind of thing. No, you see what I'm saying? Look the head. She head start to get big like mine and all.
Why not the other way around?
Well, I don't have hair on my
Why
head.
not the other way
You
around?
see? Yeah, okay, you see what she was talking about? I like to talk stupidness. But
Right.
you need some of that in your life, you know what I mean?
Think
And it's some of
about,
that.
so we're looking at your spouse, for those of you just joining us.
Yeah.
Your spouse, your treasure. What are some of the things that your spouse does that you can highlight? They may have some talents, some giftings.
Right.
Highlight it. Tell them about how much you appreciate them
Yeah,
for.
the gifts and talents,
best
yeah.
DJ on the
Yeah.
island, right next to me.
So she does fret me when
Hey.
she saying that, because she had no, she said with no apology, but
Nah.
it make me
Best
feel, it does
DJ.
really encourage me.
Best
Anywhere
DJ.
we go, I'm the biggest and the baddest
Hey,
gospel
best
DJ around here.
DJ.
Did you know that I mean nothing? So
Hey.
construction, my brother, to wash your face. My wife endorsing me. I can't tell you, man, she
best
lied.
DJ, best
You see?
DJ.
Right. It is what it is. Right. If you don't like it, so don't buy it. I'm the
Yes.
best DJ according to my
So
wife.
you have to
I am
be
prideful
able to-
about it, but I love.
You have to
Alright?
be able to highlight, and I love it too. Gracie does always post up things
She
for
have
DJ
to-
Noel, you know?
yeah, man.
She always posting up. Listen, this post stuff with DJ Noel. DJ Noel does different parties and different, he does birthdays and whatever. That's what I like to see.
Right.
Highlight the giftings of your spouse.
Right,
Make
right.
them feel. You should not be
You know-
looking at the other woman or the other man
That's
over there and
true.
saying, "Look, this one could
Sing
sing,
better
and that
than
one
you,
could,"
and
and your
this
wife or your
one,
husband right here, and you say nothing about them.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? What is
Yeah.
that? We have to do better. We have to start right here.
Yeah, it's
Highlight.
important because a lot of times, like the comparison thing, it's and I like the fact that you touch it, because the comparison, you see this comparison thing that young people do in these days. Y'all should not do that. This comparison thing is a bad thing. You're going to compare your spouse with another woman. Oh, she does talk to me softer. Oh, she does. Listen, before you complain about your spouse to somebody else, go and sit down and have a conversation. Have a conversation, one, or two.
Conversation with who?
Call a counselor.
With your spouse.
Go and find some help to chip off the rough edges. Because sometimes you need a mediator. Things may not always work, because you might be upset and you might be saying it in such a way. But there must be a reason for the way somebody speak. And instead of like, you can't find that treasure in that person, so you're going to go elsewhere because that person over there is tickling you and making you laugh. And they tend to make you feel happy because they know just what to tell you. Brother or sister, that is just 5% of 100. You see me? And a lot of times, people go after that small portion
Not 5%.
and forget everything else that's there. And that thing could be shaped and molded. You understand? And the word husband is an agricultural term that is used for the way someone takes care of plants. Right? So when you're a husband, your wife is like a vine, brother. So you have to nurture her
Hey.
so she can bear fruit.
Hey.
And the fruit of the Spirit, the Bible tells us, it is love, joy, peace. Now you want all of that: faithfulness, gentleness, self-control, right? You want all of those things in your life. As a husband, you have a responsibility under God to do your part. You understand? My wife and I sometimes may have a high talk. And when she don't want to hear me, I know what to do. Because when I'm going to start speaking to she soul, she will quiet down herself and she humble and she'll get in place. But I'm going to God first. I go and pray. And then the Lord might show me certain things. When I pull out truth and I lay it down. And guess what? When she do the same thing to me, I can't dispute, because it's not me alone. It's not my mouth. I'm just a voice speaking here under the directive that I'm getting from the Lord. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Especially for us in Christian marriages. Some of us are in Christian marriages. But we're acting like worldly husbands and wives, doing just the opposite, highlighting all in negative. It's a set of evil communication coming from your mouth, only to bring down your spouse. Nobody feels well. And even if there's an issue, there's a way to get your point over. Just remember, you are the one who chose that individual from day one. And I need to look into the camera and get this message across. Right? Because you the one, the person is going to ask you to come and say, if you said yes, you chose them still.
Yes.
You feel me? And if you pose a question, You are asking and inviting them into your life. Now they're in your life. You're supposed to treasure them and treat them a certain way. But you're not doing that as a man. You're looking at things outside that make you feel good, that make you feel like you can laugh, and there's fun and enjoyment. And then the woman that you're living in the house with or the man living in the house with, there's the biggest pain in your butt. But hear what? God looking. Sorry,
Yes.
I had to put that in there.
No, just to kind of piggyback on what you said, because I listened to, I think it was some kind of podcast some time ago. It could have been a couple months ago. And one thing that stayed with me from that podcast was that this man was saying, and it's so true, that your spouse is not perfect,
No.
right? But they should be perfect to you. So the podcast didn't say that, but
I
that
like
just
it.
came to my mind. Your spouse is not perfect,
Mhm.
but they are perfect for you.
Yes.
So your spouse, there would always be possibly another man that probably cooks better, another man with longer hair, shorter hair, a better
Probably-
mustache,
He probably cuter.
better teeth.
Yeah,
I don't know,
straight teeth.
whatever it is that is different from your spouse, or the way people would say it's better. Maybe there would be a woman maybe with a more perfect shape, with
Aging
a,
stuff,
you
eh?
know, better skin, more
Aging
lovelier
stuff.
skin, whatever it is that we
Aging
look
stuff.
at. Even you talk about skills, there might be another, as I said, another woman that cooks better Indian food, maybe the kind of food you like, a better oil dung or whatever it is. Does that mean that you should leave your spouse and look at this other person as better, as more beautiful, as more, I should be with this person instead, because this woman speaks to me most, as you were saying a while ago, this woman speaks to me better. She's a more calmer person. I find like if we knit together better. So does that mean that you should look outside your marriage because there's another woman that cooks better, has a better shape, has more lovelier skin, that
She giving you
I'm
more-
just bringing this
she
in
giving you more
because
attention.
often this is what, and I'm going back to the whole illustration of the treasure, right? Because God has given you your treasure. God has given you something unique for you.
Right.
A treasure that is unique for you, something that you should hold on to and love and appreciate, right? Someone that you should hold on to, love and appreciate for who she is or who he is. Love and appreciate them and see them for, listen, God give you a diamond, but you're looking at the gold out there. Find that gold. I prefer white gold instead. He give you a diamond, but you find you like the ruby instead. He give you a diamond, but you find, you know what? I find this other kind of precious stone looking nicer than mine.
So they want to collect. They want
yeah.
to. They want to collect pressure.
Yeah,
They want more than one. They want
yes,
jewels.
you want to have your cake and eat it too.
They want jewels.
right? You
Yeah.
want you start to look at the diamond and say, but this diamond it looks so nice as it used to, right? Sometimes the diamond just need a little polishing up. Sometimes it just
Whose
need a little,
responsibility to polish it?
Hey, come on,
It's yours.
come on.
Yeah, it's yours.
We're looking at the other people out there and we're not appreciating what we have. The treasure that we have is important for us to love and appreciate. Don't look outside. Look
you
at what
see-
you have.
You see, and in this world, I think men must understand that, and women also, that we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. The Bible tells us that this battle is not one that is, based on
Physical,
flesh and blood.
yeah.
And if you're not aware, the words that you speak, they have the potential to create life. Who's listening? Satan. Satan is listening. God is hearing too.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? Those demons and them not letting your word fall on deaf air. And it's not falling on the ground and go into the soil like water and then dry up at some point. So the things you say about your spouse that you don't like, your heart is becoming in such a way. Negativity is so much easier to cloud your space than to be happy and positive. Men love darkness more than they love light. So you have to become a man or a woman that love the light. And the light always shine bright. And if you're going to see the light in your wife, the darkness would be the light. Hey, praise the Lord. Listen, the light shone. It shined in the darkness, and the darkness couldn't comprehend it. Because the brightness in this room, have you seen us? Right? It's so interesting. Because if the light in your wife is, you're seeing it, you would highlight it. It will light cause you to know where to walk. Light does so much thing for you. And I mean, if we do so, right? And we take out the light. You see what just happened? Right? This is a good analogy. Right? So we remove the light, but the light is back on now. And guess what? You can see. Which one you think you prefer? Where you feel more comfortable? Where you felt more like something good is happening? Was it in the darkness? It's like the darkness is like, what? They're talking, I can't see them. What happened there? Current gone? You have so much to say. But when there's light, there's clarity. And when you're actually using your mouth to highlight the light, and you're saying to your spouse all the beautiful things, when those where you see the little dark patches, you try to ensure you bring light there too with your mouth, right? Because what you speak, the Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So the way you talk to your wife is what's really happening in your heart. If you treasure somebody, man or woman, wife or husband, if you treasure that person, your heart will speak.
Your mouth will speak what is in your heart.
Your heart will speak.
So check your heart.
Your heart will speak.
Yeah, well, your heart will
Your
speak.
heart will speak.
I understand.
You get me?
Yeah.
Your heart will speak.
Yes.
And when your heart is speaking, it causes you there will be action. Because what you believe in your heart, you're saying, and you would do. You understand?
Right.
You would do. So if you say you cherish a woman, you will do all you can to make her see and believe that what you say, you feel in your heart is true. So you would go all out for her.
Yes.
You check what I'm saying?
Yes.
You would do the things you have to do to
Yeah.
make sure that she's at peace. And I can only say she because I'm a man speaking. So it's easier for me to say she. But it goes both ways.
Right.
Right? So I think that was the Holy Spirit giving that illustration. They thank you, Holy Spirit. Hope it made sense to someone. All right? So that is what I was seeing.
So your spouse is valuable, and think about it. What you value, you protect. What you value, you care for. It is a treasure, right? Going back to the whole illustration of treasure, you care for it, you protect it, right? You when something is valuable, you give it attention. So your husband is valuable to you. That's your treasure. You give him attention. Right? Everything else not getting your attention, and this one person not getting the leftovers.
You know, they don't feel like
gosh.
they themselves, when that happen, the husband or the wife don't feel valuable. Because they feel like the thing that you're giving all your attention is what you value more than them. So they start to feel left off, they feel jealous, they feel insecure. And you know, some people will say, oh, you're so needy. You're a treasure. I don't need me to tell you that you're valuable. No. You should know that. I don't. And some people will say, well, you should know that. I don't come and confirm that to you. No. But then why are you in a relationship then? Yeah. If that is the case, why are you in a relationship? Right? If the Bible tells us this, right? For men. A man should love his wife as Christ loved the church and gave himself for it. Yeah. Right? You understand? So, is it saying that a man should love himself so his wife can love him? Let's get it right. If you're married, you have a wife, that means something. Then, if you don't want a wife, then don't be married. So that the scripture would not be, relevant to your situation.
And think about Christ and the church. Think about Christ and the church. So that's what marriage is likened onto the relationship between Christ and the church. So the church is like the bride, the wife. Think about yourself.
Christ protect his wife.
Christ protect his bride.
Yes.
You got to spend time. Listen, if you're not spending time with the Lord,
there's intimacy.
There must be intimacy.
There's value in that.
You have to spend time together.
Time is an investment in a relationship.
Christ doesn't tell us all to needy. He doesn't tell us that you're
No.
too needy. Why only want to be in my presence? You're too needy.
God will tell you that.
No, we have
God,
to get.
and that's
We
the
have to
thing.
get this
It's beautiful
relationship
because
right.
like God cares for us.
Yeah, He wants
People
us to be
always
always
say-
in His presence.
People always say that, I know God cares for me and He loves me. Yes, as a man, if your wife is giving all to you, bro, and you don't want to return, you don't reciprocating, it's all about what you can get. Like wickedness, that is wickedness,
That's a
and you have to
one-sided
change
kind
your
of
way.
thing.
You have to change that. You see me? You have to change that. Yeah, it's sometimes to where I think the problem is that most men feel like, I give you, we talked about it before. You have a house, you have a vehicle, we buy land, you're getting money,
You
you're
have
never
everything,
hungry,
yeah. And that
you
way
have gas in the house,
you have everything
you have a
you
broom
want.
to wash, you have a
Yeah.
broom to sweep the house, you have a washing machine, you have a machine for the dishes, you have a robot still to clean the floor, you have maid on top of that. I paying for all of that.
Yeah, you have everything you need.
have everything
and
you
all you
need.
need.
But you're still complaining. What else you want?
That's not what she wants.
What else you want? What else you want?
That's not what she wants. Think again.
She wants that,
Thinking about Christ and the
She
church.
wants that, but what she needs.
We're thinking about Christ and the church.
So hear me now. She wants that,
Listen.
but she wants that. But what she needs,
That's what I'm saying.
right? So she wants that. That brings a sense of security and comfort. You understand?
Yeah.
To the marriage. But what does she really need?
Yeah.
And what does the man need now?
Yeah.
What does the man need? Because you see,
Right.
sometimes,
Intimacy.
yeah. So sometimes women, they like a man that can give them all of that. But you know what happened? Man don't treat you like a treasure. So you become needy of feeling like a treasure and want to be treated like a treasure. You go and fix your hair, you do your nails, you clean, do a facial, you buy nice clothes, you get nice sexy underwear, you're putting it on, you're walking half naked, you're going and sweep the house, you're turning yourself in all kind of angle, and that dude sit down, that brother sit down on the chair, on the bed or the chair there, and it's like you don't exist. And you're doing extra just so you could get his attention, and it's like you don't exist. What do you need? And I'm saying it that way because that's reality. Because she's crying for something, and the man, her husband, is not giving it to her. So you're making your spouse become vulnerable because you're not supplying the need. And this is not an excuse for a man or a woman to go out now and try to find it elsewhere. But the Bible tells us we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. And Satan is, at times, he's sending his agents to take a peep to see what's happening there. And that person may have a
He
weak
knows their
area,
weak points.
and he's going to come back around and try to find a way to. So people will say, if I ain't getting it home, where you getting it? And that's where it does be confusing to some people. In reality, it's like, I'm your wife, your husband. You're not giving me the attention that I desire. No, I'm hungry for it. The first person who comes out there when you're broken, no, because you don't feel loved. Right? You don't feel desired. You don't feel like you're pursued. Yeah, I have to be pursuing you even after we married. I still pursue my wife. I still love her and the things I can't see right now. You understand? Right? Right? And then I have to be real with myself in many occasions where I say to myself like, hey, two things. I was saying it yesterday to my friends in the group. Relationship to God is most important to me. I often have to remind myself that if I lose my house, my car, my business, and all my money, that I still will be Sabi. And just to say, my wife is so important to me, that if we lose everything and we have each other and God, that's all that it matters. You see? And most men don't take time to think that way, but I have to think that way. The one person I'm prepared to lose in my life now is you, honey. I can't afford to lose you now. I say, God, I don't want to drink from that cup. You understand? Because I can't imagine. I cannot imagine at this point in life, my life without you. And I said the last time we had a program, right? Because you complete me in so many different ways, right? I know people saying, well, oh, so we thought the woman, she's the idol. No, it's not that. It's that when you find a partner, when you find a wife, and the Bible says, "You finds a wife, a man who finds a wife finds a good thing." I found a wife in Lionel, and she being a wife is a great thing to me, not just a good thing, a great thing. So it's like, if you're not here, why sit down and do my little podcast with you, right? When I go outside, I'm here do little things. What I doing it with?
Yeah.
I can't imagine how that woman sleep with me in the night. You understand? To go and get a new wife now after, wow, we go through what? 17 years in marriage, just around the corner. And you go through all of that and I have to go and figure this thing out from scratch. You know all my ugly side, you know, all my wickedness, you know, and you still love me for it. And I had to go and somebody else had to come and get used to that. What? When I turn 50 years, Pardon man, I don't, God, don't even watch me and your good father. Don't.
God
Anyway,
knows. Let's not go there.
I beg you, please, Father, don't do me that no. All right? And I just saying, like, guys, you need to love and see your wife. As a man, you need to see your wife like that. No matter how rough she may be on the edge, that's normal, right? Not everybody. I watch him a ring in my hand, and the ring have value still because it's gold. But guess what? It have been here, it have experience. He lost a few diamonds here, but you know what? It represents something still. And no matter what it looks like, as long as I wait, it still represents something. And that doesn't change what it represents. So the value there is what it represents, and not just how it looks. So many people want to have beautiful ring on their hand, big diamonds, when they're in the light, oh gosh, and they do so. I have to hold my eye. I have to grab my eye because the thing's shining so much. But then, what? You value that ring on your finger, but then what happens to
The marriage.
the person that put it there? The person is more valuable than the jewel that they give you. Right? So let's move on there. I just have another real moment.
We don't want you to lose sight of your treasure. We don't want you to lose sight of what is most important, right? That covenant, that person, that's
God
what
we really highlighting tonight.
That individual. We don't want you to start to look at the other things, you know, as my husband said, what the person could give you, the money and the car and the comfort and the everything else, right? And, you know, even in talking about that, you know, you shared with me a podcast that you listened to regarding a man, right? It was a podcast with focus on the family. And this old man, and tell us about it. Maybe that might shed some light.
So the old man, well, the young couple, they said that they found themselves drifting in their marriage to the point where they were so busy with everything else that they weren't really finding time for themselves, and they weren't like getting time to see the beauty in each other.
Right.
And they somewhat kind of lost their way along the way a little, where yes, they married, but it's like more like a roommate situation.
Apart,
so they're drifting apart. And they said that the kids left from school and so forth because the kids became adult, and you know, all the time they were finding some form of purpose in life because of the children, and the children left. And then at that point in time, they felt very distant. The intimacy was at 10, maybe at 2, and things were bad.
Right.
But they said that the man stated that they went to this little home a little way from where they were living, and there was this old man that came there every day. He came and visited his wife, who she had dementia, I believe, and she couldn't give him anything whatsoever. But he loved his wife so much that he would go. He was going to bathe her and take care of her and spend time with her every single day.
And she didn't remember who he was.
And she don't know who he was. And he was just doing it.
Basically forgot who he was.
Basically. Yeah. So just imagine that, you know, and love is something that's be tested.
Yeah, it's selfless.
So that love was tested. But this man, he understood his covenant.
Yes.
And he didn't say, well, I can't get nothing from my wife at this point. She don't even know who I am, so maybe I should just forget about her. He stayed with her until she died. And he was there all the while. And that thing, you know, it was deep, because the people who were talking about it actually, it brought back some hope to them to see that it is beyond just what you can receive from someone. Because the man was saying, you know, he didn't feel loved anymore. His wife wasn't telling him things, and they were just there existing, and you know. So sometimes the things get cold, But he said,
Right.
that caused them to start to appreciate each other a little more, and they start doing more things, spending more time. And say quickly that too, in my words now, start increasing rapidly. The numbers start going up rapidly. You
Right.
understand? Because of what they had to do. And so sometimes in your relationship, things may get a little bit cold. You may start drifting because of so much that you have to do and you're busy with life. There's a solution for that. The words you speak is one, I believe. I put that number one, the words you speak.
Okay.
Right? I don't care who you be, man or woman. We all love when people tell us nice things, when people tell us so much they appreciate us.
Affirmation.
People affirm us, yes. Right? So you can start there. Right? You can start there. And then you can work your way up the ladder, as people will say.
Affirm your wife,
Yeah.
affirm your husband, speak good things into them. I mean, you don't have to wait for your husband to put on some kind of, well, even then you compliment them because, I mean, look at him, right? So handsome over there, lovely shirt and,
I still is not my shirt.
It's not a
I
shirt.
take out the shirt.
The shirt is not the shirt make you look good.
The shirt can
You
enhance
make the
me.
shirt look good.
No, you're talking, man.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, that shirt don't have nothing on me.
Listen. You make the shirt.
And
look
that's what we
good.
say in the shirt. The clothes
Yeah.
have nothing on your wife.
Affirm
You know
your-
why I say that
yeah.
too, babes, and I always study that? Because, as people age, their body change.
Yes.
And some men and women, they used to see the 6-pack before, and now they see a 2, or maybe a 1-pack, 1.5. and then it's like, wait now, that belly getting long to you actually covering. Yeah. And, it's like, they focus,
Everything
no,
not as it
they
used to
focusing
be.
on
The
what they
physical,
used to be. And that's
yeah.
why it's sad sometimes when people are drawn to people mainly because of the physique.
Only for that.
Because they
yeah.
just want that particular physique. And, they can't find beauty in the change.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, the beauty is found in the heart of the person. The other things could be worked on. You could always stop eating plenty sugar. You could always stop eating plenty bread. You could always change your diet, in other words. And you could always work on losing the extra pounds that you put on that. Sleeping, because all they were so happy together all the time. All they were eating as a pizza and ice cream, enjoying all this stuff, laughing outside, and not realizing what all they was doing together. It's just that. It went on to somebody faster. So then you need to make modifications together. So you could grow together and learn to appreciate each other. Hey, babes, girl, I see what me encourage you. I see you lose that 2 pounds there last week. Yeah, man. What you do, keep on doing it. It's working for you. I like to see that. That is encouraging words. Instead of saying, hey, girl, I'm telling you, that little thing, you don't take out no fat. What? Best you just keep eating that whole thing you're eating. Because, and a song like that, because some people is literally, they don't say it in these words, but their words are not very encouraging. And so it brings people, they bring down.
Or
So-
then you, again, going back to the comparison with other people, your husband, he take some time off, man, and make a real good meal for you. And, you well try best to put on something.
They
That
come
way I cook for
complaining.
how long?
They come
That
complaining.
way I cook for
It's
how
in
long?
no pigtail in it.
Man, why is the name does make a better oil long than you?
Yeah, I like
don't
him. I like
understand.
my mother alone. You can't
Yeah.
cook like your mother.
My father's cook
Yeah.
better than that.
Can I whole thing you give me to
Yeah.
you, right? You had to stop that.
Yeah.
You had to
We
stop that.
appreciate
Yeah.
what your
You know?
husband and what your wife doing for you. Appreciate them, affirm them, speak good, speak highly of them. You should not be speaking about the man down the road and the woman down the road. Yes, you can commend them, but if you're not doing it to your husband or your wife, why are you commending other people? You're leaving room for the devil to get a foothold. Right? Your husband want to hear you say that he look good in his shirt. Your wife want to hear you say that, she I don't know, you cooked a really good meal for me today.
Yeah,
Right?
and
Don't be
don't forget-
complimenting the other woman and you're not complimenting your wife.
Yeah, and I think when you say thank you to God as a person, it opens door for the blessings of God to, come more to you when you genuinely are grateful. And when I say thank you to you, I'm also saying to you, I appreciate you and what you do. Remember, God gave you breath. God gave you a lungs, He gave you a body, gave you the ability to move, to breathe, to move, to do things. And if you say, God, I'm grateful to you for that, and you truly mean it, God do move for you. When you appreciate someone and the things they do for you, you have to tell them thanks. right? Not just thanks in our kind of thanks by, take time to show that you treasure the sacrifice and the effort, right? The things they do for you.
Right.
And that will bring that gratitude will bring a different sense of appreciation to make them actually know. My wife, she's very, very, she's a real grateful person. She doesn't just trash my good effort. So many times again we highlight the negatives again, and I don't know. Communication seems to be one of the key areas where treasuring, because they more tend to, and then some of the actions too. But most times people they would start to express their disappointment more so before they start doing things.
Right.
They will start saying things. So wisdom will tell, if you listen to how a person speak, you could actually tell what they would do very soon if they didn't do it yet. You understand? So that's why you have to watch where you speak, because words are not just wind. You know what I mean? Words have the power to give life to things. And guys, we're gonna try to wrap up shortly. I know we started a little late, but that's okay.
Maybe we can do a part 2.
Yeah, maybe we'll invite Gracie and Did You Know to come in a part 2.
Yeah.
Only if they're listening. If they're not listening, they can't come. So if you're not listening, no, this is an opportunity. If not, then you won't be able to come. So if you're there, you have to say I'm here, Savvy. All right?
Hey.
All right, but I
Yes.
believe we have said quite a bit here, babes, in terms of all the terms. And as you know, this podcast is really coming from the heart. So it's not like if you have to watch we notes a whole lot, because I browse you and I'm
we
seeing.
go through half of what we have.
Well, maybe, but that's
Yes,
okay.
That's
You
okay.
understand?
But
So I think for me tonight, the real thing here is to not just to speak well to, but speak well of. And how you carry yourself in the absence of your spouse shows also how much you treasure your spouse. When they're not wrong, not
How
so
do you
much
speak about
right. What you
them?
speak, what you say about them is so
Yes.
important. You understand? I know sometimes people tend to get comfortable amongst other people who they are comfortable with as family or spouse, and then they want to join with other people and say things about their spouse. That's not right. Don't do those things. You understand? You're bringing a sense of discord into your own home.
Right.
Why would you want to call somebody and talk about your spouse? That's wickedness. That's why you can't love your spouse. You cannot call a person. You're gossiping on the person you're sleeping next to. I don't understand that. Listen, let me just be real. There was a time in my life when we used to have a little family outing. And then, my wife probably will leave. Or she's right there. Or I am right there. And then the rest of the family, like brothers and in-laws, and, they're making funny jokes now about my wife. And I'm laughing at my wife. You remember? And then vice versa. You laughing at me because they're making jokes on me. Right? And it dawned on me suddenly, no, that's not right. So a couple years ago, that used to happen. And I had to stand up and say, no. I get defensive. And when I got defensive, they didn't like it. They felt like, we should laugh at your wife with us. Say, nah, I can't do that.
No, it's a difference if both of us just making fun.
Well, I still don't even
Yeah.
like the phone thing too much.
Right?
I'm
But-
just sensitive when it comes to that now, because I realize at the time when these things happen and we go inside to lie down on our bed, because I just laugh at you and about a matter I never used to feel like right. Part of me didn't feel right. It felt like if something was wrong about that, and it's like I was laughing at my own self and I was making fun of my own self. And then now I want to come and tell the babes I love you. What is that? This jesting don't make no sense. Don't jest with people about your wife or your husband. Don't even if they have a fault or a flaw, don't even go and talk about it with some other person. And what I hate the most is when men or women, they have some other person that they know interested in them, and they're gonna talk about their spouse
that
with that
is very
person.
distasteful.
That is disgusting.
Yes.
And that thing has to stop. That's why you
Yes.
see marriages break up. You're gonna find comfort in some person. Remember, the devil goes around like a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. When you think it's a small talk, it's beyond that. You have to learn to protect yourself in relationship. Your spouse is your treasure. You're going to talk bad about somebody, your treasure. I mean, come on, that doesn't make any sense at all. You have to do better. All right? Must do better. What's on your mind? Sorry, I know how to take these things very seriously. Hey,
Well, you said you wanted to
serious,
close
come
off
out.
here for tonight. I know we have much more that we can talk about, but you spoke the truth, right? Once you treasure someone, you would speak highly of them. Who would ever speak badly about something or someone that they treasure?
Hmm.
Think about it. If you treasure someone, you would speak highly of them. You would speak about good things. Every time you speak to someone else about them, or you speak about them, you would
You
speak
see the
to
good qualities.
things. Nobody's saying
You
that
see the good
anybody's
qualities.
perfect.
Yeah.
We know that your husband or your wife is not perfect, right? But what we're asking of you is that you don't highlight
That's right.
the bad things, right? Help
Can highlight the
them
darkness.
to work on it.
Let the light shine.
Right?
You know, and it's amazing you said that. I remember when people used to say to me years ago, Sally, boy, your wife just serious, boy. She look that kind of. I'm like, no, she's not. You don't know my wife. Who are you to talk? I remember there was this woman recently too that we went someplace and before you come in, the woman was saying, your wife, she is serious. I say, yeah, you're living with her? You know her? Yeah? How much you know her? You understand? And I remember I had to like snook that in there because it was that moment when they tried to bring it up. I say but when you're young, sometimes you don't know, and
Yeah,
a lot
how
of
to deal
times
with those
people you just
conversations.
so life
Yes.
and wisdom will teach you that, because the minute time you argue with the adversary, listen, that person ain't married to you, you know. That person is an enemy to your marriage. Yeah, people don't get it though. Hey, listen. Don't matter how nice they song and how they look and they feel like they have a solution to your problem.
Yeah.
They are an enemy to your relationship. In fact, if when you're talking bad about your spouse and it's a joke you're making about your spouse and they don't bring it up, that means they have no respect for your marriage. Let me put it like that. Not just for your spouse, for your marriage.
That's it.
So then you you hear deciding with you and say, she does do that for real. Hey, you have to watch that. You understand? You have to watch that, and it's so important. You see, I'd be careful when you get comfortable again with people that you probably associate with, and when you and your wife probably associate with them, sometimes they feel like they have the right to just open their mouth and say what they want. That is not welcome.
We have to be careful.
That is not welcome. You must watch that. People just take too much things for granted. You see? That's what I tell you, it's not a light topic. It's a deep topic. If you sit down and you think about it, it sounds simple. Oh, your spouse, your treasure. But it's very deep. It's not just about the whole expensive treasure is.
Right.
Your spouse is a treasure, but not the diamond or gold. It's beyond that. You
Your
see,
treasure.
it's a real treasure. Your spouse is a real treasure because all these items that we're talking about that comes from the earth, they are inanimate. What you call it? Inanimate, right? It has no life. In other words,
Right.
it's dead. You understand? And your spouse have life. Your spouse can talk to you, can respond to you. Your
Yes.
spouse can hug you. Your
So
spouse
valuable.
can
Very
do
valuable.
things for you. Why would you try? You see, your vehicle can't move without you in it. And your diamond ring and gold, silver, they can't weigh themselves. You understand? And even when you put them on you, they have no life still.
Yeah.
They may have a value to them, but your spouse is priceless. You see? And if your spouse is priceless, why wouldn't you treat your spouse like if there's a value only? Yes, your spouse is valuable, but the price
Priceless.
is priceless. And if someone is priceless to you, then you have to do what you have to do to make sure that the person can feel that coming from them,
Yes.
that they know that is the case.
That too.
You see?
Yes.
I don't always get it right, you know. I'm a work in progress, you know, but I love when we stop to even have conversation like these because it helps us ourselves also to get on point. We pray for people marriage, but do you think we don't pray for ours? So you think what? We will just pray for you alone? And what? We're not a target too from the enemy. Enemy don't like marriage. If you're married, Satan don't like it.
You don't like it at all.
And his desire is to mash it up. You see? Because God, the devil never tell us For this reason shall a man leave his mother and father and cling to his own wife. Satan never tell us that.
You like it.
You know what he tried to do in the Garden of Eden? Mash up that. So what, you think his desire for marriage has changed? So he would use all sort of tricks and gimmicks, all kind of, lies and all kind of truth. And all kind of truth. Let me put it that way.
Yes.
So you see, when I say you use all kind of truth, maybe what you're seeing in your spouse is true. But what are you going to do about it as a husband, man? We're talking to you. As a husband, man. And wives, if you see things in your husband that is true, what are you going to do about it?
Right.
Again,
Yes.
you're going to highlight it. Did God really say it? Not to eat from. Did God really say that? Nah, man, God didn't say that. Eh? So,
Food
be
for
encouraged. Think about it.
thought. Yeah, food for
So
thought.
sometimes you're highlighting the truth about your treasure, that it shines. Or you could say that thing, look, it fade.
Or you can say it came from the dirt. Where did diamond
Ain't
come
good.
from? It was black as ever. It came from.
You know,
Right.
the interesting thing, they talked about lobster, as you say that. And they said lobsters, people see it as,
Scavengers.
no, they say lobsters, when you go to buy fish or lobster is very expensive. But a man said that, lobster is a nasty beast. It's a crustacean.
They're
It feeds on
Yeah.
the dirt on the ocean floor.
Scavengers.
And they eat all the nasty stuff. But then we see it as so expensive. We highlight a lie and we believe it. So we spend money for it and feel we are on top of the world.
And there's a whole story behind why people pay so much money for lobster. I heard a whole story
understand?
behind that first
So
it used to be.
we're not here to justify it,
But
but
we ain't going there tonight.
they give prisoners that food for a
Yeah.
reason. But you see what we're saying is that
Yeah.
highlight the light and just let the light
Highlight
shine
the
out
good.
out the darkness in your spouse.
Yeah.
Let them know that you keep telling them so much good things about them that it becomes easier for when you show them, hey, well, I have your back. You know what I mean? It's like having a good friend. You say, if I tell my friend that, hey, watch now, you're spending too much money, boy. You have to learn to take care. Be a good steward with that money you're spending. Hey, watch now, hey, boy. I realize when you finish, you must wash the dishes a little. You know, saying, bro, me and you living here together. Is your partner? You see what I'm saying? The person taking no offense because why? You're so accustomed here speaking so good and you're always telling them good things about themselves and how much you love, what you love about them. When you come and you tell them one little things, so gradually, but see if every time negative, when you speak the truth, you think they believe you? They say now you try. What you want? What you want? What you want from me? You want something. That's why you come. You trying to sweeten me up today?
Right.
What it is you want from me? I know you don't love me like that. Come on. You start bringing in some stuff. And mind you, if you're accustomed with the negative, when you start to go with the positive, you have a wall to break down that you put up. Get it? You have a wall to break down that you put up and build a new one. All right? So, be encouraged. Be encouraged.
Yes.
The situation can change no matter what it is. It takes some effort, a little counsel, prayer. You know what I mean? That's some things you can apply. The word of God, right? Wherever maybe you don't have it together, you can work on it together.
Right.
Right? And if it's you that have a problem that have your spouse only saying that about you, then you start to change. So you could actually let your spouse see that you actually taking part in polishing the treasure that they see in you.
That you are.
Mhm.
Treasure that you are.
That you are. I like that. Right?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So guys, it's 20 past 9. We want to say thank you for, taking the time tonight to listen to a conversation here. And we give God thanks and praise for, keeping the stream alive. Just the second. He's good. And
Yes.
we'll be back at some point again. With I'm not sure we're gonna continue with this as a part 2, but I believe
Similar conversation.
similar conversation.
Yes.
The second Friday in August.
Yes.
Wow, that's gonna be around Carnival Friday. Yeah. But that doesn't stop us. We'll be here
We didn't
still.
stop it.
All right. So God bless you and thank you for joining us tonight. Do
Have a
take an
good
opportunity to
night.
share the stream, regardless, with somebody you believe it will help in their relationship, and not just a married person, but a single individual who is planning to get married
Yes.
one day.
Yes.
All right. It have to be tomorrow, but it will help with the mindset to let them know what it is that is important, some of the things that are important in their relationship. So God bless you and enjoy the rest of your night. Until next time, we say goodbye.
Becoming one. For this reason, a man shall leave his mother and father